I'll be honest with you, I'm having the toughest time coming up with a proper intro for this video. On one side, I hope fans of Sayuri can find comfort here. But on the other hand, I hope to introduce her to people who haven't heard of her or are unfamiliar with her music. So I've decided to just say whatever comes to my mind without overthinking it. As we mourn her passing and grieve what she could have achieved with what was supposed to be a long life ahead of her, not just with music, but also with her life. Let's also take a moment to reminisce and celebrate what she has achieved in such a short period of time. I want to start by explaining the meaning behind her name, as she probably has one of the most unique titles in all of J-pop, despite Sayuri being a common Japanese name. Sayuri is probably even more widely known in Japan as Sanketsu-girl Sayuri. The word Sanketsu means suffocation, while shoujo means girl. The name was inspired by her experience during middle school and high school, where she struggled with relationships and connections with people. The world felt distant and suffocating, ergo the name Sanketsu-girl. That's why even though her name is translated into hypoxia girl, personally, I prefer suffocated or suffocation girl, since it better represents the origin of the name, albeit less cool. Also, when written in Japanese, Sayuri is spelled in both hiragana and katakana as a combination of both her 2D and 3D personas, which we can often see throughout her discography. Now, let's move on to the story of her life. Born in 1996, Sayuri started showing interest in songwriting at a young age due to her admiration for Kanjani 8. She started writing songs in the second year of middle school. It was also during that time that she started to find school life difficult, and the idea of becoming a singer began to emerge. Sayuri actually started her music career as the guitarist of a duo called Long Guitarre, and the lead singer-guitarist for a band called mourn, due to her lack of confidence. But after countless street performances and performing in live houses across Osaka, Hiroshima, and Nagoya, in 2012, she decided to attend the 5th Music Revolution music contest as a solo artist, going by the name Sayuri. At the age of 15, she was the youngest performer out of 4,000 contestants. Sayuri performed Lula La Lula, Lula La Lula, which she only just wrote that year. The song perfectly captures her life during that period. Its lyrics reflect her feeling of being an outcast in a world that seems so beautiful, yet she cannot reach. While the random title was contributed by her eagerness to make her own music that sings and sounds like her, as she was happy that people were complimenting her music. You can say that Lula La Lula, Lula La Lula marked the official starting point of her music career, as it showcased her ability to transform raw emotion into music, and it also won her the contest, further establishing her dream of becoming a singer. Then in 2013, Sayuri quit high school and moved to Tokyo. For a couple of years, although she was still performing at live houses, she decided that instead of singing to music lovers in a confined space, she wanted to sing to all kinds of people with different backgrounds, so she started street performing regularly. It was then that she established her iconic appearance of singing with her bare feet, while wearing a poncho. The reason is that she loves rainy days and the feeling of earth beneath her. A couple of years gone by, Sayuri has generated a lot of buzz with her unique performance style and captivating music, quickly becoming one of the more popular underground artists in Japan. Then, in the graduation season of March 2015, she hosted her first solo concert, Yoake no Shitaku, symbolizing her commitment to becoming a musician, while graduating from any doubt she had left about maybe she should have finished high school. In the same year, on August 26, Sayuri made her major debut with the single Mikazuki at the age of 19. Since then, she stopped street performing as freely as she used to, because she was starting to cause traffic jams. She went on to release 2 more singles with the ending theme of the anime Erased, それは小さな光のような, and a song that won her the 5th Music Revolution, Lula La Lula, Lula La Lula, in the same year. In 2016, The lead singer of Red Wimps, Noda Yojiro, ran into Sayuri in the studio while she was recording next booth to him. At that time, Noda had written a song called Furare Gaigaru, but he didn't think his voice fit the premise of the song, so he's been searching for the right singer. After listening to the CD Sayuri gave him, Noda finally was able to fully visualize Furare Gaigaru at its 100% with the emotion Sayuri carries with her voice. This collaboration became her fourth single, and one of her most popular songs to this day. In 2017, Sayuri hosted her first overseas concert, and released her first full album, Mikazuki no Koukai, which reached #1 on the Oricon Daily Chart, and #3 on the Oricon Weekly Chart. She also held her first street performance in over a year, attracting over 2,000 fans. In the following years, she released multiple singles that were chosen as anime theme songs, with Koukai no Uta from My Hero Academia Season 4 being the one that truly introduced her to international audiences. During COVID, Sayuri got invited to perform the first take for her debut single, Mikazuki, and hit song, Koukai no Uta. But the tour that was meant to accompany the release of her album, Me, which consists of acoustic versions of her old songs, was delayed from late 2020 until early 2022. On July 3rd, 2022, Sayuri released her newest single, Hana no To, as the ending theme of the anime, Licorice Recoil. The anime became immensely popular, and alongside it, Hana no To became Sayuri's biggest hit ever. Following the success of Hana no To, Sayuri released her second full album, Sanketsu-girl, on August 10th. The most notable song on the album is of course Sanketsu-girl, as it was written by Sayuri back when she was 16 years old, and is where her name originated from. The lyrics depicted her struggles during high school with such raw and painful emotion, so the fact that she decided to release it showcased how far she had come. From a high school girl who lacks confidence in performing solo, to inspiring millions of people globally. The meaning behind Sanketsu-girl started off as a reflection of what Sayuri felt during high school, but now the name has become a beacon for all who have felt suffocated in their lives, leading them to Sanketsu-girl Sayuri's music, where they can finally breathe. But on July 25th, 2024, Sayuri announced on Twitter that she was taking a break from singing to recover from functional dysphonia. It was incredibly difficult for her, as she had been active for nearly half her life at that point. And she has taken to Twitter to express how distressed she felt, not being able to generate her voice like she used to. Then, on September 27th, 2024, her husband, who she had been married to for only 6 months, announced on Twitter that Sayuri had passed away on September 20th. He later revealed that she had been suffering from chronic illness, and even until the very end, music was all she had in mind. So, what made Sayuri such a special individual? For me, it is because I can see myself in her music, in her lyrics, and even in her voice. Can I find someone with a better vocal? Maybe. Can I find someone with a better voice? Sure. But no other singers are able to channel such raw emotions through their music like Sayuri. She embraces her own vulnerability and turns it into a safe space. So even just for a short period of time, people can be scared, be sad, be angry, be depressed, but never lonely, because Sayuri is there. And she always will be, as long as the music that she poured her heart and soul out for lives on with us. Then, I'm certain she can look back and be proud of what she has accomplished, and realize that the beautiful world that she once thought was unreachable was even more beautiful because of her. So, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Sanketsu-girl Sayuri. This has been Cushion. See you next time.
出身の平成8年生まれ、高校3年生のはずですけど、学校を辞めて東京に来ました。3月1日にワンマンライブがあって、今日は CD とワンマンライブのチケットを皆さんに買ってほしくてここで歌っています。よろしくお願いします。